A Maine man died over the holiday weekend when he attempted to launch off a firework strapped to his head. So this comes from the Bangor Daily News, and it reported that 22-year-old Devon Staples was drinking with some friends to celebrate the holiday weekend, of course, when this accident had occurred. Now, already, it's not an accident. He meant to put it on his head. So what happened? Maine Department of Public Safety spokesperson Stephen McCausland said that Staples placed a mortar tube on his head around 10 p.m. and set it off. Now, Staples was reportedly killed instantly from a fatal head injury caused by the explosion. So this man put a mortar tube on top of his head and lit it. Now, he wasn't alone. He was with some friends, and of course, as I mentioned, alcohol was involved. So a sad situation because he wasn't alone. This was the middle of a party with family and friends. So this went off. This happened in front of his family and friends. So, I mean, is this is a good cautionary tale of what not to do and not to mix alcohol and explosives. Ron?
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit the nail on that. I think that's why the 4th of July is considered so statistically dangerous, and we're not trying to be killjoys here, but sometimes, if you're getting hammered, don't play with fireworks. If you're getting hammered, don't get behind the wheel of a car. And it seems like too many people do that. And yeah, this is really sad. I mean, I've certainly done my share of dumb things between the ages of 18 and 22. And I think we all have, but not a wise decision to, try to do that off your head. So that's really big bummer, but geesh, yeah, not a wise choice.
No, absolutely not. And the irony here is that the government had recently released a video on fireworks safety, showing you what not to do. They had mannequins. And one mannequin had his head placed over one of those same kind of mortar tubes, blew its head off. Now, I can't,
which they probably just did at first because they thought it would be fun to do and look cool. Like they were probably like, no one's gonna actually try this, but check this out, and then lo and behold.
Right. Well, ironically, I did find it funny when the mannequins did it, but it's not funny when it actually happens to an actual human. But
right.
That's why it's important to be really careful. Now, Maine had recently legalized fireworks back in 2012. Some of these types of dangerous fireworks, right? And look, I don't agree with banning certain fireworks because they're dangerous. I think as a conservative, say you need to have a little bit of responsibility, personal responsibility, when you're dealing with these things, because I mean, these are dangerous. These aren't toys. So my sort of suggestion to cut these down is maybe you should have like a designated fireworks guy who's not allowed to drink and light off fireworks at the same time. Kind of like you have a designated driver.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. And some people, they take their fireworks shows really seriously. So it's like, okay, I'm the fireworks guy. I'm going to do my fireworks show, and then maybe afterwards have a couple, right?
Absolutely.
Just wait until the post-performance. So yeah, I think that's the way to be. Sometimes alcohol and fireworks don't really mix that well.
I don't think they're mixed in any. There's no time that they do mix, unless you're sitting there and you're watching them and not having to, not lighting them off. I mean, if you're watching,
when you're a spectator.
Yeah, if you're watching the show, man, pound them away. Like put some beers away, have a good time. Do some grilling, whatever. Just be careful.
Saying, we're differentiating. There's a difference between having a beer or two and, you're clearly, you're drunk, you're not really able to handle these things. I mean, if it was one beer, okay, you can probably still handle fire, even two.
Sure.
Because you can still operate a vehicle, whatever. But any more than that, it's like, okay, maybe not time to do the fireworks, or wait a couple hours, get something to eat, then you sobered up, you can do the fireworks, or just wait until after the fireworks are over and you're done lighting them or whatever, and then tie a few back and lure in your fans that are saying, what a great job those fireworks were. Let's do a shot.
Absolutely. Now, I want to get into an article here about some of the statistics on what makes Independence Day so dangerous. Now, the National Safety Council, and this was an article published actually last year that looked at a few years prior. They tallied up the different fatalities from different things, fireworks, car accidents, and such, and the like. So it looked at, and this is the National Safety Council actually estimated there was 385 deaths and 41,200 injuries, but this includes car crashes, swimming incidents, and fireworks incidents on the 4th of July. Now, in 2014, there were 8 deaths and 11,400 injuries from fireworks mishaps alone. And the research finds that the majority of deaths actually are not from fireworks, but from car accidents. So there's another thing to be careful of. Do not drink and drive on, ever. Don't ever drink and drive. Don't light fireworks drunk, and don't drive drunk, because you're going to have a bad time. You're going to have a bad time. The study found that between 2008 and 2012, July 4th had an average of 127 deaths and car crashes, and according to data collected by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Now, New Year's Day followed with an average of 122 deaths annually.
Mm-hmm. No, it's a serious thing, and sometimes, you don't always hear a ton about it because nobody wants to be the killjoy, but
sure,
you got to be careful, and a lot of times there's a lot of ways you can avoid things. I mean, I know a lot of different places on New Year's Eve you can get a cab for free, stuff like that, and yeah, it's going to take a while, but it's worth it, just so that nobody's getting behind a wheel of a car when they shouldn't. I mean, you just got to take the right precautionary measures. Right.
And speaking of fireworks, there's some stats on fireworks injuries as well. And the most common firework injuries were to hands and fingers at 36%, but 22% of injuries were to heads, faces, and ears. 16% were eye injuries. So, but according to the Safety Commission, emergency room visits for bicycle crashes, swimming incidents, exercise equipment accidents, and basketball injuries actually topped those for fireworks injuries during the week of July 1st to July 7th. So, although you're going to see stories like this after every July 4th, it's actually, compared to other injuries, minuscule. So, that goes to my point of let's not overreact and ban fireworks, right? Mm-hmm. But also advise people. This is like a public service announcement to advise people to be more careful. Be more careful around fireworks. And also be careful when you're driving. Don't drive drunk.
Amen.